Our first guest is Margarita. Margarita from Parliament. Good evening, ma'am. How are you? Come on, don't fall down here. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Are you happy to have the Parang Festival back in Parliament this year?
Of course. Back in Parliament, I'm glad. I'm 100% happy that I bring it back to the people.
Good. And what are some of the main concerns? You know, we always hear about Parliament. Parliament is a place they still speak patois, and they have a lot of nice side that comes from this part of the country. What are some of the issues, the real challenges facing the people of Parliament?
Well, I think we need a new school. We need a new school. We need a community centre up here. This is what we really need up here.
And what are some of the challenges facing the people of Parliament, if you could tell us, Ms. Herrera?
Well, we need a better school, we need a community centre, we need a ground, a playground for the children, things like that. Better roads.
Okay, so this community that gives us such nice music and such tasty side could also use a little grounds and some recreation facilities for the youth and for the children, and of course to fix up the school.
Yeah.
I want to thank you very much, Ms. Herrera, for talking with Making a Difference, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Same to you, thank you.
Okay, good night. Buenas noches. Dominic, what's the impression of the Parang Fiesta here in Parliament this year?
Well, this is my first year at the Parang in Parliament, but I guarantee you this would not be the last. I want to make this an annual affair for myself.
What do you think that a festival like this, the Parang, could do for a community like Parliament?
Well, it opens up the entire community, because a lot of people in Parliament, I realize, in coming up here are aware of this program here tonight, and it opens up a lot of business opportunities for people that sell food, drinks, etc. You know, to have a lot of stocks and all that. Also for those involved in transport. So there's a lot of activity going on here in the community.
So from a business standpoint, you think it's a boost for the community? What about from a cultural standpoint?
Definitely, it's not just a boost for the business community, but it's a definite boost from a cultural standpoint, because everyone knows that Parliament, you know, and Parang are synonymous, you know. And, you know, a lot of Parang bands, you know, make sure they come good in Parliament, because if you're a Parang band and you come to Parliament, you have to come good.
And we have the privilege of speaking to the president of the Parang Association of Trinidad and Tobago, none other than Mr. Richard Mendez. Good evening, Richard. How are you doing?
Hey, good evening, Felipe, man. Nice to talk to you, man. Nice to be here. Good to see you in Parliament.
Nice to be here. Thanks for inviting us. Thanks for being here. What is, as the president of the association and as a resident of Parliament, who also happens to be the principal of the Parliament School, what does it mean for this community to have the festival come back after a couple of years away?
Well, the festival left because of venue problems. So this is a new venue we're trying this year. It's not the most adequate venue, but we're here, and because it's Parang, we do what we have to do, and it means quite a lot to me that the people of Parliament can now be here tonight and have a great time, you know, in the ambience of Parliament. Not only the people of Parliament, for those who, but also those who always come to be a part of this.
Apart from the cultural significance of this festival, does it produce any kind of economic benefits for the residents?
It produces quite a lot of economic benefit, because, like, for example, the Jeep drivers would bring up people. People would come out here with their different seasonings, sweetmeats, pastel, payme, whatever. So it's a very serious economic contribution to the community. At the height of this festival, my estimate was that people would have been in Parliament would have been making more than $300,000 on this night. So it's good to see it coming back, you know, and making that contribution to the community.
All right, now let's take it from Parliament and look at Parang. As you mentioned the other day when we spoke on the radio, it is the oldest indigenous art form in Trinidad and Tobago. And what, from a cultural standpoint, what does that mean for us in terms of our national cultural identity?
It means that one of the things that it means to me is that we must understand our national cultural identity. I did a job last night at a upscale, you know, a yuppie place, and a number of people who had absolutely no interest in the Parang, and they made it absolutely clear. Even the DJ said, you know, the people don't want to hear Parang. that to me is like a stake in the heart, because we've been here since 1534. And we do not do this because it's making money for us. We do this because it's our gift to the nation. This is how we celebrate Christmas, by going to people and playing parang and sharing the good news. You know, so I would hope that the national community would buy into it, not as a commercial musical venture, but as people who want to share the good news and bring joy for Christmas.
Thank you very much, and for giving us that historical perspective, because, you know, 1534, the Spanish was still here, the Amerindians were still very much around, and so this is something that helps to define who we are as a people. Last thing, as the principal of Paramin, what is it, Paramin Secondary? Paramin RC School. We spoke to a few of the residents here, and we asked them what some of the challenges are in Paramin. They mentioned lack of recreation grounds, activities for young people, and they also mentioned the need to refurbish and to build up the school again. From your perspective, what needs to be done in terms of urgent attention by the government to revitalize this community?
Well, I can't speak on air as the principal of a school. I'm not allowed to, but I can speak as an individual who lives in Paramin. And I think what needs to be done is that at some point in time, people need to come to us and get an understanding of what our needs are. I can't say now what our needs are. I can say food, clothing, shelter, whatever. That's not going to happen. I've said this on too many occasions. People need to come to us, talk to us, partner with us, understand what we need, and work with us towards achieving that.